Hey guys, we've got news on Global for October 6th. It is a collaboration that is super late, and joining me this week to discuss it is Claic Yuzolt. So say hello.
Hello, everyone.
Glad you can join this week. So this is Legend of Mana, and you told me when I asked you to join this, you haven't played this game. No, I haven't either. So maybe we're not the best to hype up this. But did you play the other Mana games?
Yeah, I've played a few of them throughout the years, but this one I've never even heard of or knew anything about. These characters are completely new to me.
Yeah, same for me. I played, like in America, the original Mana game plus the Trials of Mana. But yeah, this one is another one I haven't heard of either until Brave Exvius introduced me to it, I guess.
Right.
But these units are this whole event is super late. It's been a running joke for almost a year of where's Legend of Mana? Where's Legend of Mana? Uh,
Yeah.
it seems to be a theme with the Mana games because the Trials of Mana 2, the Vision World, was super late, and it was completely overhauled when it got here, updated. And I guess we're doing the same thing with this one, and the units as well. So it's a pretty standard step up. No perks on this one. No armory tickets, no card or anything. Just the two units. Also, it seems like the older units are not included in the banner itself, like Hawkeye, Angela, etc. They may be in the pool or whatever, but they're not right up on the banner.
Right. I was looking at this too, and for some reason, because I'm looking at it quickly, I thought those. Do you remember the times when they did the step ups and they would actually guarantee the two units, one of the two units that you could, the featured units at the end? I thought that might have been what they were doing here, but they were just, it was not that. So that was kind of sad. I missed those days.
Yeah, for real. Now I didn't bring up all the various bundles and special deals. Some of them are cash only. Some of them might be like Lapis, but yeah, there's a bunch of special news. So if you want the individual deals, you can read that for yourself in game. But some of them do have a guaranteed Neo of choice from the older units. So if you want to, it's probably going to be cash. But if you want to spend the cash, you can select Angela or Hawkeye or whatever to get them guaranteed if you want to.
Mm.
And these units. Okay, so in JP, now this could be controversial for me to say, but I usually say these units were pretty bad in JP, and then other players will come out and say, no, they were great, they were just power crept quickly, and I say, what's the difference?
Right, 100%, exactly.
Yeah, so in JP, they were okay at release, but within 2 weeks they were so power crept you never saw them again.
Right. And, I wonder if JP players or people really love these units and that's why they're defending them so much, or that's why they want them. But again, I've just never heard this game being so popular. So crazy how people really want it.
Mm-hmm. But these on Global are incredibly, like I said, I'm not sure the exact date, but between 6 months to a year overdue. So, yeah, based on their original kits, they would be completely worthless. But thankfully, it looks like from the news they're getting a total global upgrade. We don't know the full extent of it, but there's some stuff, and I could go through line by line trying to pinpoint the differences. But for that level of analysis, let's just wait for the data mine on Thursday because we're going to need that to get the full picture.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But now this is one thing I just caught my eye immediately. So this was a problem in the JP server that Elazul's STMR was one-handed. And even though Global upgraded it to 300 attack power, it's still one-handed. And this is just right away, it was a big red flag for me. Why is this not being updated to two-handed? They obviously know two-handed is the only way to go these days, and it's still one-handed. Do you think, Clay, if they dual-wield this, can this still be worth going dual-wield, or is there just no way?
I looked at the same thing and I was like, attack 300, let's go. You got some killers on here. This is going to be great. And I don't know. When I look at an item like this, I think, not your main damage dealing units, side units that you could possibly need this to build up their killers, get the maximum damage you can out of them. But again, like you said, not two-handed, so it's tough.
Mm-hmm. Now, it does have 1,000 attack power, and I assume it's stacked. It doesn't say unstackable, so probably 2,000 attack power. But even Dark Rain, they did the same thing. I think Dark Rain got 1,500 or something, and it was still overall better the true double hand him, even though he has no passives at all for that. Yeah, so it's you need to go extremely excessive on buffs to make dual wielding worth it, and this could be enough. I don't know. I'll definitely math it out when we get the full picture, but it's likely double hand is still going to be the way to go.
Yeah, sadly.
And this TMR was pretty popular in JP because the Trust Moogles were in the Vision World shop, and you could like blank prism this. This was a popular target for blank prisms. Blank prisms are probably the rarest resource on Global because they've given out like 2 ever. Yep. And and then some RNG luck, one of the anniversaries. But if you happen to still have some sitting in your vault, this is not a bad target. 70 attack power and 2 killers, and somewhat rarish killers. So
for sure. Yeah, it reminds me of it was a Godria that has that TMR that has attack, and then you have the Reaper killer or whatever on it. Like, it's just good to have in your back pocket when you need it.
Just out of curiosity, Claic, do you have any blank prism Moogles still remaining?
I absolutely have no idea. I'd have to look. If I did, it'd be like 1.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I have still never used any of mine, and I may or may not for this one, because the next Clash of Wills is partial stone. It's half stone, so
yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
And we didn't even talk about the unit itself. Well, as far as what Elazul is, she is a wind-locked SLB unit, and her in the JP server, her LB was Absolute Mirror of Equity frames. Now, for them to update the chaining frames would probably mean updating the actual animations of the unit. So it is very unlikely they change her animations and all that. They're probably just going to do like a numbers update. So she's probably still going to be an Absolute Mirror of Equity chainer, which is not super popular these days. That being said, it is coming back a little bit from JP units, like all the Final Fantasy V units that are coming in the future, like Bart's, Gilgamesh, etc. The new ones, they're Absolute Mirror of Equity, and then the brand new power creep in JP, Diasis or whatever. He's Absolute Mirror of Equity too, so it comes back.
Nice. I always see super limit burst, and I think this is just not going to be the character. And even like watching you do other collaboration videos and news videos, it's always like a running joke almost. Like that they could be good, but it's as soon as you see that, I just see it as like a negative. It's like not a positive for me at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like for example, the new Olive we just got. Like she's SOB and she's pretty good. But that being said, she was designed from the ground up from the global team, which on average usually makes better units.
100%. Yep.
And then the other one is Pearl and Lady Black Pearl. So this one's kind of funny to see. So this, I didn't play the game, but I've told it's true to the game. Her base form is like the most useless thing ever. It is literally, it has 1 skill in the kit. It's hide. So she can hide from battle.
Oh my god.
And her LB, it's the translation is like, am I a hindrance? When you use her LB in the base form, it does nothing. It has it has blank effects. Dude,
it's a magic carpet splash, bro.
She is the most useless unit ever in the base form. But when she brave shifts, she's strong. So she is a dark locked, again, Absolute Mirror of Equity LB. She has trance shift, and we can't really say numbers in the JP server. It was a 280x after stacking on global. It's got to be higher to matter at all, so it will be. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's kind of like all she is. She's literally in the base form. When she's stuck in the base form, you just hide or guard or give her something like Riku's Pouch to do something on her turns.
Yeah.
And then in the shift form, she does her LB for 4 turns, and that's kind of it. She has no support, nothing, but I would assume it's going to hit hard, I guess.
Yeah. I would hope so. I mean, if that's the only thing she can do, period.
Yeah. And she is dark locked, which is compatible with the upcoming Clash of Wills, so could see use. I doubt she has morale scaling, but maybe.
Yeah, that would be insane if she did, like they did the first time they start doing this would be now. But I think they'd make a huge announcement over it, wouldn't they? Like to try to get us pumped about it.
Yeah, I would think so, and I would think it would definitely be previewed in the news, and they're not showing anything morale here, so probably not.
Yeah.
And then her STR, I kind of remember this from like last Halloween when Carton came out and people were like, we're going to pull on Lady Black Pearl to get her STMR to give to Carton or to give to Laura Croft or something.
Oh, God.
And that didn't end up going the way we expected.
I mean, I guess you could still do it, but it's a year later.
you could. Carton could potentially get Intrinsics this Halloween.
True, actually.
Maybe he'll get revived.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's the STMR got upgraded. It's now a 240 two-handed hammer. The issue with hammers is that almost no one can equip them, and there's no way to give equip from like a material or something. So if you don't have hammers naturally, you just can't use this. And yeah, the units that can use hammers that are actually DPS units are very, very, very small. There's not many at all.
Right. Like, when I say a hammer, I'm hoping it's a tank unit, like a tank item to use. You know what I mean? To throw in my tank's hand because, like you said, it's very rare. I mean, it's a cool item. Like I like hammers. It's a cool idea to think about that, but just like you said, it's just very limited use.
And that's the banners. And then the card got upgraded as well. 120 attack power, some small LB damage, some killers against stone, and then for mana series only, 300 attack and magic. So it's okay. It's, I'd probably give them like a better card, but I've got like a lot of different cards available in my inventory. But it's okay, I guess. It's not the worst.
Yeah, when you see mana of series unit like exclusive, it kind of really kills it down for me. And I was hoping you have this card, and I didn't play during the time. But it's a card you always put on your tanks, and I can't remember the name of it. It's like cutting or something.
Oh,
and I'm
power
so jealous
cut.
of it. Yes, and I'm so jealous of it. And I was like, man, maybe they'll have some cool card in this collab that'll be even close to matching that. Nope.
Oh yeah, the power cut card is so absolutely amazing. That being said,
so
there is a permanent source that's almost as well. That's better for physical, worse for magic. But the Jekt Premium card is a good alternative, but it is a premium card of Jekt, so it's hard to get.
One day I'll get it, maybe. Yeah.
And then there's another card, but that card is going to come from, well, before we get to that, you're going to get some free summons. So the Final Fantasy X summons, after like a month or something, are ending tomorrow, but now we're going to start getting half as many per day for the mana series. So, 3% NV rate, 5 summons a day, and we're getting them for, looks like 2 weeks, so that's nice. You can still get, or I'm assuming you can get like all the mana units from this, so maybe you'll get yourself, like an Elazul, get a great TMR, get Pearl, get a great STMR, or maybe the units themselves are amazing too. We'll see after the updates. So that's cool.
Yeah, I hope they continue that. It's always fun to get on and be able to summon something. It's something to look forward to. It's nice.
The recent Final Fantasy X units, have you gotten anything noteworthy from those free summons, Claic?
I got Riku, which was sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Riku. And then I've got a couple of NVs, but they've been like side NVs. I got a Sylvie, which you'd think would be awesome, but I already had her EX3, so it was, it's a side thing.
That's always
but yeah, the Riku was awesome.
Yeah, mine, it seems like my daily Final Fantasy X summons, I have like a really high rate for Neovisions, but it is just all Neovisions I don't need. It's not that they're bad Neovisions. It's some are bad, but others like literally today I summoned Premium Yuna. It's a great summon. I don't need her. She's already EX3.
Oh yeah,
and that's been the problem for me. But that's the way it goes. And then the other unit is the ActRaiser collaboration. Again, incredibly late. This guy is completely free. You get him just from doing quests and stuff. I did hype this guy up a little bit like a year ago, because if he had come out on time, he would have been good for a free unit. That's the big disclaimer. For a free unit, he was decently usable, and you could use him for he for example, was a unit people used to clear the Death Machine trial on the JP server within the turn limit. So he was okay, but it is just so power crept at this point. He's just I guess I'm glad we're getting him. Oh, we're not getting him, but I can't really see any use for him anymore, I guess.
Yeah, that's the sad part. And this is another. I mean, have you played this game, or is this a game?
I did. This is a super old. This is a super old game from from Super Nintendo.
Wow,
it's really old. It was an okay game. I wouldn't say it's a great game. I wouldn't say it's like, oh, you gotta go play it. Not really.
Okay,
but it was
I wonder why they picked a collab for it. You know what I mean? I wonder why they decided this was going to be in the game if it's so old.
I know this is so. Maybe they're doing a remake or something. It's possible, but this is a really old game, and as far as I was aware, it wasn't super popular. But who knows? I don't know. But the unit it's kind of a weird unit. So he doesn't have dual cast or multicast. And he's innately a double hand unit, but because because he doesn't have dual cast, it's more. This is one of the weird scenarios. It's more damage to force dual wield on him because just like back in 2016, it makes him hit twice. So you lose 50% variance, but you gain double damage from hitting twice. So it's actually more damage to dual wield him, but he has no support for it. So the way to build him is to like give him like Selfie's STMR and then like 2 of Terra's swords for the magic and stuff like that. It's whatever, but it's so late at this point, and he doesn't seem to be getting any upgrades. There's no reason anymore. And then his card is weak. His helmet is weak. His TMR is literally locked to him only. No one else can use it. So I don't know. It's here, sure, and
it's so weird because, like you said, if it's so bad, the game wasn't as old. Does it like why? I wonder why they wasted the resources to translate it. I mean, I'm not trying to be a jerk about it, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy. Somebody must be pushing. Somebody in Square Enix and the FFB division loves this game, and it's like, we're doing this, man. And you're gonna put it on global, It's like crazy.
I just wish they had brought it on time because I would have absolutely used him for like Death Machine. Maybe I still will just for fun.
Yeah,
show that.
Fun. You got to show that off. You've been talking about it. You got to show the world.
Yeah, all right. I'll probably do that. And then this news. So this one, I'm assuming what it's saying basically is that prices are going up. Am I reading this correctly?
That's what I mean. Yeah, I heard about this before it even was in the news today, and because it's happening across the board for Apple. And yeah, it sounds like they're somehow forcing apps to increase their prices for tiered things. I'm not really sure exactly how it's going to work until I see it in action, but it's worrisome. And then there's also something down there that says we will update prices on other platforms to match it. So it's like, yeah, Apple's making us charge more, and to be fair, we're just going to charge more on everything. That's the way I read that. I was like, what? Like, why would that? But I guess nobody would want to play on iOS if it would cost more, the whole time. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's. Well, I guess we have to see more information, but it is certainly disappointing if prices are just going up. Maybe it's a tiny amount, or maybe it's, I don't know. We'll have to see, but it's changing.
It's changing, and it might be something like if you charge X amount, it needs to be like $100 instead of $99. You know what I mean? Like they might, and so it increases about $1. They have to have certain prices meet certain aspects, and then that's how it's going to be. You can't have anything be $44. It has to be $50. And it sounds stupid, but I don't know why. I mean, this whole idea sounds dumb to me. But again, we don't know the information, so maybe we have to wait and see how it works out.
Mm-hmm. We'll see that on Thursday as well. And then, so Steel Castle Malficia, or Item World, is resetting on Thursday or Wednesday night. So this is important because the milestones for the month reset already. So if you ran Item World when it came out the first week, you cleared all the milestones. You may not realize they reset on October 1st. They have been reset. They're resetting again on Wednesday night. Yeah, so if you want all the new milestones, you have to go and clear it by Wednesday night. They did send out 100 Item World refresh pots. So, even though it might be tedious to do it, you're definitely going to have the orbs to do it. But go ahead and clear all those milestones. At the very least, clear up to 110,000 so you get that NeoVision's ticket, the 1/10 ticket. The ones beyond that aren't that important.
Right.
And then they're adding this thing because from this point forward, it'll be resetting every month on the 1st. It's a permanent edition now, and they're giving like these tokens you can trade for some of the older event gear. This is kind of cool. The Moon Scourge and the Forgotten Edge, like they're one-handers. Or actually, Moon Scourge is a two-hander. Okay, that was actually maybe usable.
Yeah.
But I was going to say the Abyss Staff. I've actually used this quite a few times on Chow when I'm doing like a big resist build. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's a lot of resist, and I love things that have a lot of resist. So I'm going to definitely be using that for sure.
So that's pretty cool. And then we're getting the Vision World, like we mentioned. So right away, the first thing you might notice is the reward is 10,000 Lapis, which basically is like a big signal that it's going to be shared rank 1. On the JP server, it wasn't.
Right. Yeah, we were talking about that and how it was a giant amount of Lapis, but now that it's 10,000, that has to mean that we can share it, which is so sick. Because we need this Lapis. Dude, like this month is going to be brutal.
Oh, for real. Going into the holidays, too.
Yeah.
So this, let's see. Oh, no.
I hate that. No.
I just noticed. When is the 10th? Monday. Okay, so the last two are on Monday. Oof. That sucks. For so long, they did it all open on day one. I guess they're changing that.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder why. Like, what's their decision to do that as opposed to just having it all at once? Maybe just to try to get you to log in more and play more. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't.
I guess, yeah. So this one again is incredibly outdated. The bosses, so I'm sure they're all going to be updated because we were talking like the Dark Visions chat about what if they brought this at the same levels as JP, and like based on calculations, like our modern day units will be hitting the damage cap on like everything. So
That would be sick though.
it would, but it's definitely going to be updated for.
Yeah, no way. Yeah, everyone would get rank 1, get 10,000 laughs. They wouldn't be down for that. Yeah, they worked a little harder on that shit.
And the gear is decent. This one I'll mention right here is this Blackened Mail. I use this a lot on the JP server. It's a 50% double hand chest piece. It's pretty good for some units.
Yeah.
But all the gear is decent. This broom as well. They don't actually show. Oh, they do show it. So enable Halo. I forget what family it is, but this is a chaining frame item. So kind of like Blue Wave and all. So this is actually
okay.
Yeah. It's triple. It's triple some family. It's either Chaos Wave Awakened or Bolting Strike. It's one of them, but it's again a really useful support item.
Yeah, I mean, you could throw that on. I wish I had Spirit, but you could throw that on instead of putting like the materia on, and the materia maybe can make up for, when you're dual wielding or whatever. I don't know, make up for that.
And then this is okay. So Randy got upgrades in the JP server, and I don't want to like make it seem like it's the big deal that we're not getting Randy's upgrades because they really didn't do anything for him. I got to be completely honest here. But it still feels bad that we're not getting the Randy unit upgrades just because I really did love the first Secret of Mana game.
Yeah, it's tough. And they didn't do it for a lot of units recently. I mean, obviously it's been an ongoing thing, but it's like I don't know why they're doing that. I wonder what the point of that is. Maybe it's just work. It's like they don't want to put the work in to do it, but that doesn't really make sense either because it should just be in the code in the update. So
yeah, because for me, like it's absolutely true. It could be more work, but it's so mind blowing because you've noticed a lot of times the expected upgrades they get like slipped in by accident, and then they go in and remove them. So like it's by them not even realizing it, they automatically get applied. And then they have to go and do extra work to take them back out.
To get rid of it. So it's actually more work to get rid of it because how the updates work. So yeah, you're right. I have no idea why they're doing that stuff. It makes no sense.
It's so crazy. And then there is a special EX battle. I don't remember this from the JP server, and it's so old anyway. I'm sure it's going to be updated, but it's probably easy. I don't remember, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, it's that's the thing. We have to see if it all gets upgraded or not. Because if it's not, it's going to be a heyday for all of us. But they had to have. There's no way.
And the last thing, again, super, super, super late, but we're finally getting the remainder of the final rank for Dark Vision's weapons. So all of these go to rank 12 or 1+11, and they're all. You're not going to use any of this. They're all one-handed, every one of them.
No, dude. Oh man. I mean, I wonder if they're ever gonna like fix that problem where it's just you never use them. You know what I mean? Like you're never gonna use dual. Did they do anything in JP yet? Like with their update?
The most recent, in JP, their 7th anniversary just started this week. In their live stream, the developer came out and said, "We are aware that True Dual Wield is straight up terrible, and we are going to actively work to fix that problem." They didn't give a time frame, they didn't give a date, but they said we're aware of it, and we are now going to actively work on fixing True Dual Wield because we know it is just garbage.
Okay, well at least they came out and said something. That's good.
And that's kind of it for the week. Legend of Mana, Vision World, and yeah, that's it.
It's definitely a week for playing the game, but like sadly for summoning, it's just not so hype. You know, I want to get that TMR, but that's about it.
Yeah. So I was considering using tickets for Flammy. I'm just realizing Flammy is not announced as on the banner, so I guess that that STMR that I don't have is going to still be.
You don't have it?
I don't. I don't.
Oh.
When the original Mana came out, I did use a bunch of tickets for Randy because I really wanted Randy because I love the game. Didn't get him. Didn't get Flammy. It was a complete disaster. I got nothing, and just never had it since.
It says Flammy right there. So here's the mana units: Flammy, Randy, Prim, and Papoy will also be available for summon. So you're good to go. You just gotta get lucky, baby.
So I am going to use some tickets then.
There you go.
That is a good catch. I totally overlooked that.
Yeah, I didn't see it at first either because I immediately scrolled down thinking they would show pictures or something at the bottom. But a lot of people are going to want to go. Well, I mean, it's going to be tough because obviously the rates will be crazy. But that's a great, like we're talking about STMR, and sadly you didn't get it. So this time you are going to get it. Do you have a lot of your tickets left over from the compensation, or?
I don't. Well, for one thing, I was on Google, so I got none of that compensation.
Oh, no.
Oh yes, I was. I got to play for a week, and afterwards, I'm like, I wish I'd been locked out for a week.
Exactly. It was like a little mini vacation. You come back to a bunch of presents. It was awesome.
But I used all my tickets for Jekt. Did not get him either, and I ran out. So now I've got like 20 more rebuilt since then. So I've got like 20 tickets for Flammy. So maybe we'll have better luck.
Good luck. I hope so.
But thanks again for joining me this week, Claic.
Yeah, it's been fun. This was great talking about this stuff.
All right, so I will see you guys for more later on.